Hi, everyone. My name's Paul. I'm a software engineer. I'm in my late 30s, and I've got a wife and a 3-year-old son. For me personally, it's always been around establishing a foundation for financial security, and stability, essentially, with my wife and through into our retirement years and that sort of thing. So the biggest challenge for me so far on this journey has really been having some sort of mechanism in place, something that will help, not just execute property acquisition or something like that, but just the long-term vision, like establishing what the long-term vision is going to be. What is the actual strategy that I can follow, and also, have somebody help me follow and keep me on top of and keep with check-ins and that sort of thing. It's a very time-consuming thing. It's a complicated thing. And unless you're an expert in this space, it's a very difficult thing. This one was actually pretty easy. So there are probably 3 kind of key things that I look for when I'm trying to engage with a firm or something like that. And all the boxes were ticked. So the first one is reputation. So what's the veneer, I guess? Like what exactly are people saying about the firm or the company or whatever? And in this case, the great reputation. Good job, Ramsey. The second one is sort of demonstrated results. And so when I go through and I look through reviews and that sort of thing, I'm looking for evidence of have there been successful results and that sort of thing. I also sort of inspect this a little bit when I quote unquote interview, which I'll talk about in a second. Ramsey has sort of their own approach to, creating strategies over the long term, and then, is anybody following those strategies and actually having success with them? And then the third is, the relationship component. And so when I basically reached out to Ramsey and we had our initial chats, I treated them sort of like as an interview, so they could get to know me. I could share sort of my perspective on what the relationship should more or less kind of be like, without being too explicit, just sort of like, this is how I see things, this is how I see myself, this is how I see us going back and forth. And then also whether or not I just sort of got along with people. And that's a really important factor, because you're going to be working with these people quite a bit. Everybody that I've spoken to since the beginning, I've gotten along really great with. I can talk frankly, I can speak my mind. We understand each other, we understand what we're all after. And yeah, it's just like everyone's really cool, if I could just put it really simply like that. And so all together, that's what made Ramsey stand out, and why I decided to go with him. It's actually one of the big reasons that I also chose Ramsey, is because of the integration between the strategists, the credit specialists that help you with the debt structuring, with the buyer agents that help you find properties, the analysts that will do all of the technical analysis to figure out which property is going to be suitable for you and is going to be able to be evolved in ways that fit your strategy. And then also with external partners, tax accountants and that sort of thing. And for someone like me, an expat who's got a complicated tax situation, all of this integration is an extreme simplifier, which makes the velocity that much greater, which is obviously hugely impactful. And so I just love it. And that's like, it kind of makes the difference for me. The value that you can get from partnering with a firm like Ramsey is the long-term relationship. And the sooner you start down that path, the better. In particular, since they're giving you a long-term strategy. So the earlier you can start on that strategy, the better. Because at the end of the day, if you work with a place like Ramsey, you're going to be getting yourself set up really nice. I think I've made the right choice.